Okay. Record on Google Meet. All right. Hello, and welcome. This is Dan, and today let's hello and welcome. This is Dan. Now, today is so amazing because I'm doing this class on the Google Meet, and we have a lot of students who are listening to this class. So I'm going to be walking through the introductions to the forex trading. Is not just an introduction. This is going to blow your mind because of so many things that you have actually been missing. What is the advantage of actually going through this and learning from us? I know there is AI, this chat GPT, where you can actually go and type introduction to the forex trading, but it's always of an advantage to learn from people who have experienced this, who have trained for a long time. I remember when I started actually trading, I started all the way from 2019 when I was in campus. I have gone my ups and down, and I know a lot of things. I have trended when the market has actually crashed so many times. A lot of things happening. When you can see on this here now, we are talking about gold. Look at the gold. It's creating new highs at 33.26, 33.28. This is the price that has never reached here before, and the price is going up and up. All right, we were trending when these prices were like 1800, 18. Actually, we are trending when it was 18, and it has actually come so far. So I can tell you a lot of things. All right, that's why you don't have to skip this lesson, so that you can actually hear from us, because honestly, it's just free of charge. Now, what are these things that you really have to know about the forex trading, which are so important for you, right? Forex actually entails a lot of things, and in this video, I'll be summarizing them for you. I'll be explaining to you in the language that you can just understand. I know so many people want us to get you started. We are going to be starting right now. Now, you may be asking yourself, because if I just go to Google right now and just search some information, it is actually going to shock you. Is actually going to shock you even more. Let me show you something here. And research says, look at this. How many, let me even type this. If you type and ask how many people normally lose money when it comes to trading, you actually be shocked, because like 90% of the retail traders lose money in the forex trading. And these reasons are, a lot of reasons actually come up these. And one of the reasons I've actually observed is that so many traders normally, what they do is they skip the introductory part. They skip these things. They skip these a lot. They skip the introduction part, and they just want to get it started. They just jump and go direct to just making money, of which in our language in Swahili we always say kitakuramba. All right. So for those, I know we have so many Kenyans around, but allow me to speak English a little bit, because I know we have a lot of people from Nigeria. I have some people, my friends, they are from Nigeria. They have actually joined us. So I know it's going to be more amazing. So make sure that you watch these until the end. Now, let's deal with these things called now Forex, because I know that is what you have been waiting for. Now, the one Forex, I know there are a lot of things that if you are total beginner, I know these might be so complicated for you. If you are absolutely just watching this, so these might be so complicated for you. We have a lot of things on the screen, a lot of things that are actually happening right there, and this is crazy. All right, okay. And I know there are a lot of information that you are seeing here, and if you are a total beginner, I know there might be so confusing. Now let's just start from the basics. At least you learn from there, because I know this will help you a lot. Now, take your notebook and pen because the journey starts right now. Now, let's talk about Forex because that is the term that maybe you have heard so many times. And I know if maybe in the country that you are or whatever you have been working of, you have been heard of the things that is called the foreign exchange. Of course, these come from this one, foreign exchange, where we have the 4 and X. These X here represent exchange, and we have the 4 here which represent Forex. So normally when we talk about Forex, we are talking about foreign exchange. Of course, this is very simple. You do foreign exchange, meaning you are exchanging things. And what it is, these are foreign currencies, foreign exchange, foreign from another country. For example, you might be in Kenya and trading the US dollar. That is of course training. When you want to travel from another country, or maybe you're moving from Kenya to US, then that is actually you are doing forex trading, because you actually have to exchange your money and you get the money from the country that you're actually going to. So, and that tells you that bank is actually one of the participants when it comes now to the forex trading. So that is absolutely things that you really have to note that. Now, I know you can actually learn this from AI and a lot of things. Now, you must remember these things. When you talk about trending, because this is where so many people get confused, we have different things when it comes now to the trading. When it comes to the trading, you have heard something about binary trading. This is different from forex trading. Binary is absolutely different. All right, we have crypto trading. I'll be explaining this so that you can really be able to differentiate. All right, we have crypto and we have as well forex trading. So these are three basic things for the trading. So in case maybe you are interested into the trading, and today we are going to be talking more about forex, of which is so important in this case, because binary trading is different, and that is where you have heard about the platform like expert option, you have heard about delivery. Remember, these are just brokers that are actually operating the binary trading. We have the crypto trading. The crypto trading is absolutely also different, because here we are dealing about crypto, right? We have heard about crypto, and we have heard about BTC, these things that you just trained, Ethereum, and all those things. So many people just owned. And one of these platforms that you can use to trade crypto, there are so many, and so many people know about Binance, you know about BitGet, right? So these are the platforms that you can use now to trade the cryptocurrency. And we'll be talking about the evolution of Forex. And this is just the basics. That's why I'm passing so fast, because today we're not be talking about binary. Binary is just an option for buy, meaning you buy or sell. Those are kind of things that you're going to be getting on the binary. And most of the time, binary just comes in as so many people. I also regard this at like it has a betting sense. So when you smell it, you hear the smell of betting. It look like betting, and yeah. So that's how it just look like just a betting site, and that is what you're going to be getting out there, binary trading. But when it's come to crypto, it has most similarities with the forex, but when it comes now to the fundamental and how you trade these things, they are somehow, when you go into deeper, then because at the first time, but already I have mentioned crypto is, let me differentiate this. When we deal about crypto, we are talking about the, let's talk about these coins like Bitcoin. When we talk about the Bitcoin, because these are another crypto, when we talk about Bitcoin, this is not a physical asset. This is not a physical commodity. This is not something things that you can actually touch. But when you talk about Forex, for example, you talk about the US dollar, right? USD. This is the money that you can just go to the bank and withdraw and touch. But remember, crypto is totally different. That is the simplest term I can really explain to the beginners in this course, all right? But the more we go into details, you will be understanding what we mean by this one. Now, this lesson, they just go deeper into the forex trading, because this is our concern tonight. Forex trading. Now we are here. I've already defined what is forex trading, but You may be asking yourself this Forex, when did it came from? How has Forex been doing with a long time? I've never heard of for I heard maybe if you're maybe 30 years or 40 years on, maybe 1990, uh, 1987, 1986, maybe you have not about heard about online. Let me specifically talk about online Forex trading. Because when you talk about Forex trading, when we talk about trading, it has actually evolved from very long time ago. You see, like before the World War II, what people were actually doing, they were using more gold to measure the value. Like, for example, they measure the value of things with gold, you know. You have actually even seen some movies, people using gold to pay things, buy things. So most of the time they are using gold to buy things and all that. You know, after World War Two, that is when it came to US dollar, and then the US dollar actually took over from that, and it it got a lot of strength, and people started using it. But after some time again, it just collapsed due to a lot of things. We have inflation, but I don't really want to mention fundamental analysis. But that's how actually that market just evolved like that. Now, if you look clearly in 1999, that is when now we are now the Forex now starting the online trading was actually allowed, and that is when now we started seeing the some brokers coming out. But you know, locally some, if you are actually, you know, if you started maybe trading 2011, 2010, 1995, to get actually a local broker like maybe we have today, who are bringing a lot of things to your door, to your doorsteps, it was actually not at that time. It was very hard now to get such things at the time. But right now, we have these online brokers, we have them bringing a lot of things now to this market today, and that's why they are facilitating the online trading to be very easy. All right. Now, and that's what we call now the online trading. Now, there's one of the things that you really be asking yourself when it comes now to this trending that you see around that area. Now, the trending that we started here, because when you look at this clearly, you see, for example, okay, there's someone opening the microphone. Kindly just mute. All right, thank you. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I know there are some people have really joined this late, but I think the link somehow changed. But I think they'll join the next class, no problem. But I'll be also be recording this so that they can see it. So don't worry about that. So now let's proceed with this. Now you have heard about this broadcast now bringing the forex to be the easiest part, to be the easy things that you can actually do out there. Now you may be asking yourself now, what are these things that you can actually trade in this forex market? Because forex is wide. Let me start with what you can absolutely trade in the forex market. Number one, we have currencies. Number one, you can actually trade currencies in the forex market, right? You can trade currencies in the forex market. And what I mean by currencies is these ones. Let me go. This is called the trending view, but I'll be using this to show you what you can absolutely trend. Look at this. We have GBP. Let me try to zoom in. I don't know whether you can see this. Just look at this. We have here, we have GBP. Look at that. We have GBP, JPY. This is GBP. This is JPY. This is GBP Houndy. This is Euro. And actually, this is just how you actually have to know how to write the symbols for these ones. It's very simple. This is Eurozone, Canadian dollar, US dollar, CHF, this is Swiss franc, and Euro, Japanese yen, Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, and that's how you actually know how to just trend these. So those are the currencies that you can absolutely trend there. So those are just currencies. So you can trade all those currencies. You know how to name them. So number one, the thing that you have to know is to how to name these currencies and what they represent. So when you see JPY, you actually have to make yourself clear and know what JPY means, and you have to know what CHF means, CAD means. But I know this, you can actually, if you're smart enough, I know to master these is just in a minute, and then you are going to go. All right. Now, you can have the Eurozone, okay, Euro, and a lot of currencies that you can absolutely the trend into the market. GBP from British pound, this is the pound that we have, and these are the currencies that absolutely you can trend there. Now that is number two. Remember, now you can trend as well, you can trend commodities. You can trend commodities in the market. What are these commodities? Commodities, these are things that are, these are raw materials. Let me call them raw materials. And one of them that there are some commodities, like for example, let me name them, and commodities. These and commodities, the commodities like gold, okay. But in other terms, when you go, you identify gold as the precious metal, okay, precious metal. Gold, we have silver. Silver is another commodity that will absolutely trend from the market. Silver, yeah, that is and commodities. I'm just naming a few. You have an assignment to search more in case you're interested in that. And now we have soft commodities. Soft commodities. These soft commodities are very simple because these, I might include something like cotton. It's very soft, of course. Cotton. Do you know actually you can trend something like wheat? You can trend, and in this area we also you can include oil, right? You can trade a lot of things, soft one, the corn, yeah, in this commodity. So all this lies under the commodities, and that's why when you go to the trading view, because we'll be using this as the reference, then you'll be seeing here is all these are commodities. Actually, all these are commodities. You can see we have gold, we have silver, we have oil, we have another UK oil. All these are different, but you can see we have different types of oil: US oil spot oil and the UK oil. I'll be telling you what that this means because they are very, very important as well. Now, those are things that you can absolutely do. And if we go deeper into this, we actually even can trend in the forex market. You can trend the stocks. You can trade the stocks. I know so many people of you have heard about the stocks. You have where you can absolutely go and trend something like Netflix. Netflix. Okay, you can trade Tesla. These are US based stocks, right? So you can trend all these. You can trend even Microsoft and name them, all those ones. But you know, in the US, you can combine all these things, and number four here, you can trade them as the indices. And where they be combined, these ones will be called NAS 100, like NASDAQ, okay, SP 500. Some of these represent the combination of the best performing stocks in the US, and then just give value. So if there's anything that is affecting the stock market, it, of course, this is just a combination of so many companies, and that's how you can absolutely trend stock. I don't want to proceed more than that because I don't want to get you confused. All right, now let's proceed with this because now you are able now to identify what can you really trend into this market. I want to name something here because I want to give you an assignment here before we proceed. Now there is commodities and there is what we have named so far, but let me show you something that is so important, because when we talk about these commodities like gold and this is stocks that we are talked about here. Now, for example, when you talk about howdy, this is Australian dollar. It is normally linked to gold. And if you ask me why, because if you ask me why, it's because Australia is the biggest producer and exporter of the gold. Right? So this is the relationship between gold and Australian dollar. So when we've been going to analyzing or comparing between these two, Audi and gold, right? We'll be doing some of analysis that is known as correlations. What is the correlations between these currencies? How are they related? Because some of the time you are going to be seeing these. Let me show you something, because we have seen the prices of the gold moving up. Look at this. This candle that you see here, I'm just taking you ahead of things of time. Don't worry. This means that the market is moving up. I know that is very simple to know that this market is indeed moving up, because you can see this is up, right? And this green means the market is positive, is increasing the value. This is gold, all right? Now, when I type here, I want to trend Australian dollar, and I type here resistance. I want to find how you can. Let me put something clear. I want to type Australian dollar. Like for example, when I strained, let me write this Audi USD. I want to see how this pair is up absolutely performing here. Okay, this is indicator. Sorry, I go to the currencies here and I read Audi USD. I want to see whether it is still on the bullish side. Look at that. This is moving like this. So you've seen it's just the same move. Gold is moving up. Australian dollar is also performing. All right. The performance of Australian dollar is correlated with it, because Australia is the biggest exporter, is producer of the gold. So if gold increases in the value, then Australian dollar also gains strength and moves towards the same direction. And that is amazing. So that is what you can actually learn from that. We have another correlation shape between Canada, right? What is now? Let me even leave this to you. Okay, what is the why Canada and oil correlated? Yeah, just search this, and it's just an assignment, and make sure that you give me. For those who are in this class, make sure that you send it to me on WhatsApp. For those who are watching this on YouTube, ensure that you comment it down below. Let me know what you think is the answer out there, right? What is the answer? What is the answer over here? What is the answer for that? I know it's very simple. Okay, now let's proceed with this. That is a relationship. We have different relationships in the market. I know you'll be learning more about that. This is how now the market works. You have your money in your bank or M-Pesa. This is M-Pesa for those who are in Kenya, or bank. Let me go. You have your money in the bank, okay, and you want to enter into the Forex trading. So what you actually have to do is now to search for which platform. Sometimes I give this example. If you want to bet today, if you want to place a bet, and maybe bet Man U versus Man City, Man U versus City, okay, the first thing that you'll be looking at is to find the platform that will allow you to place this bet. Okay, is to find a platform that will allow you to place this bet. And what we'll be looking at is the betting platform. Betting platform, that is one you'll be looking at. Where can I get this betting platform? Because that is what you are looking at. Where can I get this betting platform? That is the same thing with the Forex. That is the same thing with Forex. You have your money, you want to trade. What you'll be looking at is which broker can I use? Now, broker, so many beginners thinks that broker is the name that you get out there of a person. Unajua like Kenyans tumezoea kuita watu broker. Broker yani mtu mwenye anakumbroke kidogo hivi. But you know, absolutely it applies the same. It's the same thing, but is not in this case is not the person but a platform, okay? But this platform does the same work as the broker. You see, because they do what? The broker connects you to the international market, connect you to international market. When a broker sells you something, ukisikia broker anakuzia kitu, when a broker is selling you something, that means whatever he's selling to you is not his or hers. Okay, he got that from someone, and then he is selling to you maybe to get a profit or some commissions, to just get a commission. That is the same thing. So the values that you get from the market, whatever you get here, whatever you get, these values that you get here, okay, whatever you just get here, is not from the broker. The broker does not provide the values for this. Okay. When it comes now to the forex, because when it comes to synthetic indices, when it comes to the binary trading is different. But when you talk about forex, this is the same. This is the same. This is the same. This is the same. So when you go to a certain broker, another broker, the values will actually be the same. If the price of gold is moving up, then just know that all the values in all the brokers, the value is moving up or down. Okay, that is now the work of the broker. The one of broker is now to connect you to international market, because they get those numbers from liquidity providers. I don't want to confuse you more of that, but you can search more about that, where they get the market values from liquidity providers. Okay, they get those from liquidity provider, and then they help traders now to assess that market. Now, after you have registered to the broker, you require a platform like TradingView to connect it, or MT5. You've learned about this, either TradingView or MT5, MT4. There are so many of them. Ninja Trader, C Trader, so that you can now be able to analyze the market here. Okay. Why I've actually mentioned the roles of the broker, because we've been going deeper into the broker, how to select one, the one I just recommend. But if you really want to get started with broker, check in my description below, because that is where you are going to be getting the broker. I know those people who have joined this class. I know they know why I recommend the broker that is down one below, and why you have to use it. Right now, let's move even more deep about these. We have talked about, we'll be coming to the brokers and how to select one, but I was showing you this cycle on how you trade. You have your money, all you need is the broker. And now let's proceed even to know more about the broker before even we do this. No, why is the broker? Why do we need broker in forex trading? Number one, actually, it's very, very hard for you now to trade directly into the market, because you know what? To trade in the forex market is requires a lot of money. Requires a lot of money, because the value, how the market normally increases, apart from gold, how the market is absolutely changing. It just changes with just small digit. And now the broker comes in to provide what we call now the leverage. This is the money that you borrow from the broker now to increase your position, so that you may be able to now be able to trend. All right. We'll be talking about leverage later, but don't worry. I really want to explain this to the language that you can understand. Now, that is the broker. Number two, broker is now here to just help you things locally. If you're from Kenya, there are brokers that very easy. You just acquire your ID to help you locally, help you locally. There's if you have maybe a broker in your country, this will help you to deposit money with your local method. For those who are using, your local method that you normally use. Yeah, in Kenya we use M-Pesa, and that's why we have that. So most of the brokers that are actually regulated here, they actually offer that, how to deposit money through M-Pesa, and I normally find it to be very, very, very easy. Now, how do you really know how to select a broker? Before the broker can just operate in any country, it must be regulated, right? It must be regulated. Regulated means that it will go to government authorities, it then get assessed, because this is something dealing about money. Then the authority like CMA will just look at this broker. Does it follow all the rules? Where the liquidity provider they have, is it genuine? How do, when people deposit money, how do they handle that? Do they really encourage people to trend, like tell them where to trade so that they lose money, or encourage them to just to trend and so that they can get those commissions? Now, those are the things that you actually see here. Now, that is the most important thing. That's why the brokers are actually regulated. All right. That now you have to look for the broker that is regulated, and you can actually ask the broker if it's operating in your country. Are you regulated or not? And for those brokers, just go and ask that. And I know you've been getting a lot of information, but that is just research on your own. For those who are operating in Kenya, just look for the broker. If it operate like in a range of 1 to 400 leverage, then you absolutely know that this broker is regulated, right? We'll be talking about leverage, don't worry, but that's one of the things that you'll be looking at. Now, brokers, like the one I'm talking about here, you have earned about, for example, like HFM. Let me show you how the platform look like, but I signed, you can click the link in the description below, and then we can be starting from there. So this is HFM market. I have broker with FX Pesa. Let me log into the FX Pesa so that I can show you something interesting. How much I've made, how much I've deposited. Although at the moment I'm working and I'm doing with HFM, but I've really trained with the FX Pesa for 2 years, and I managed to make good amount of money. Okay, so let me log in here so that I can show you how much I managed to make. Okay. This is FXpress, one of the brokers in Kenya, right? Okay, sorry for that. This is it. So this is how it just look like. Look at this. This is Kenya shillings. Let me just put it in dollars so that you can see around that area how much I'm being able to make from this account. Look at this. Look at, so my total deposit in this account, I managed to deposit around 11,000. So this is a total, like today you deposit 100, tomorrow 1,000, like that. So they continue counting like that. But my total withdrawals is this one. So I managed to make over $8,000 profit. So if you minus between total deposit, you can see total withdrawals is more than deposit in this case. And that is a good suggestion that I'm making money in this account. It's true that I'm making money while trading. And that's how you know whether you are making money or not, right? For me, you can see the money is increasing. I've made good amount of money, and that's how you know. So this is a broker. It will help you to deposit, withdraw, and then that is then to help you with a lot of support. Now, that is the broker that we are really talking about. My brokers are down there. You can use FXPS, HFM. That's very nice. Okay. Now, that's the regulation that we're really talking about, because now look at the broker that in terms of the support, when you need help, support system must be good when you are selecting these brokers. Okay, so those are the kind of things that you really have to be looking at, and that is all about the broker. Now this platform here, the broker who is on the broker that you have selected to allow you either to trade with the MT4, trending view, or MT5. Most of the time I use MT5. I'll show you how MT5 look like. The phone one, I think just the MT5 is just an app you can use. You can download it. Let me show you how it looks from the PC side. So when I just go to my PC, you see this one, the one that is up here. This is called the MT5. This one. So when I just open it, you see how it look like. That is MT5. MT5, you can connect with your broker and then you can start trading, right? Like this one. This is trending view. You can trade here by analyzing the market here. I'll be showing you how to analyze the market as well. But you can analyze the market right here, right? You can analyze the market here using the trending view, using the MT5, but you link with your broker so that you can be able now to trend around this corner, okay? That's how you do it. Okay, that's how now that circle works. You deposit your money to the broker, you link to MT5 or trending view, and then you can now start trending. There are a lot of things that over there, but I know at least, let me hope that we are working together, because I know this is going to be helping you. Now, we have now to go to the next step, number 3, on how to understanding what we call pips, lot, and leverage. Don't forget about the assignment I gave you and leverage. Okay, pips, lot, and leverage. Now, what do we call pip? A pip means percentage in point. Percentage in point. For example, let me give you this example. We have what we call the USD. This is normally called a pair. Okay, this is a pair because you trade this against the other one. Okay, this is called the base currency. This is called the quote currency. Quote currency. Okay, base and quote currency. Base, quote currency. Of course, this is base because you know things about base. Base, because base is something that, let's say, start the bottom of all of it. This is the base one. This is the quote. You use this. The reason is called quote because we are using USD to quote the price of euro. Okay, you get me? So if you write something like 1.3400, it means that the price of 1 euro is 1.3400, and that means the price of euro is up. Okay, for you now to buy 1 euro, of course the base currency price is always 1. So for you to buy 1 euro, you need 1.3400 US dollar to buy that. Now, because now this market moves, I want you to look at this. Now, because now we deal with this value, because sometimes this market can move from 1.13800 or 805. You see, it has moved from 1.33 and went off this place. Okay, so if you have like your own money, small amount of money, then you'll not be making a lot of money because these are 0 point something. These are 0 point. These are 0.0. This is actually 0.00. If you minus this, you're going to be getting 0 like that. 0.00405. Okay, and you see this value is very small. Now, how do you really multiply this so that you can get sensible amount of money that you're going to be making in the forex market? That's why now we are talking about the brokers providing you with leverage. Okay, that's why we are talking about now the broker providing you with leverage. But we're talking about this leverage as we progress on this. Let me explain this first before we go to the leverage. Okay, follow me on this. Remember, we are started on this. Remember here, Okay, this is base currency, this is the USD, and these are the values. Now, how do we name this value? Because now, number one, we have this we call, first of all, before we go to the point, number one, if you look at this market very clearly, let me just look at this. I want to go to the Euro USD. Look at this. This is the Euro USD that stuff marked here. Look at this. The last digit that you see up here is actually on the top. It's not in the process or is not in the line with the others. Look at this last digit that you see. The last digit, they are up, okay? They are up. That is 0 point something pip. That is a half of a pip, okay? That's a half of a pip, is not a full pip, okay? And that's why now the last digit, this is 0.1 pip. This is now 1 pip. If the market moves maybe from this, look at this is 1 pip. Let me show you how it moves, like ones, tens, hundred, thousand. You know about those decimal namings. We start from the right side. This is 1 pip. So if this market move from 1, 3, 4, 5, 0, it is absolutely moved from, it has increased by 5 here. So this market will have moved by how many pips? 5 pips. Okay, now these are 10 pips, 100 pips, 1,000 pips. I hope we are together. 1, tens, 100, thousands. Okay, now that's how we just move like that. Now assume now this market, using the same concept from this area, this market moves from 1 point, this 13400, and moves to 1.3 705. Okay, or let me put it very simple to 700 from this to the other one. Okay, we send this is 1 and tens. Okay, so if you look at this, they has moved by from 4 to 7, which is 3. So how many people have those? These are 30 pips. Or I want to show you the other simplest way to do it so that you can really understand this. What you can do is to come up with this digit. Okay, you write 1.137, those are the pips, and then you minus 1.13400. Just get any value, but forget about the decimal point. Just when you subtract these, is like that 700, this is 300. These are now called points. If you subtract directly, including the last digit, this is called the point. So if you want to get pips, what you do is you divide this by, remember we don't have the last digit, it's 0.1, so those are the 30 pips. But how many points? I really want to get you to get more of point, even not pips. Okay, I really want you to know how to identify how many points, because that is what you'll be using in this case. Let me give you another example. Assume now the price of Euro USD moves from 1.230. This one, it has 5 decimal points. Okay, and I want to put 300. Okay, 5. It has 5 decimal point, and this is the current price, and then market moves to 1.24005. How many point and how many pips? Pause this video and calculate and tell me. Now let's calculate it together. So this, you just come with the highest value of any, just 1.24 minus 1.23005. Then you minus 0.004 minus this is 1. The rest is 0. So this is 1,000 points. So number one, we have the point, which is 1,000 point. Okay, what about pips? You divide by 0.1, which is 100 pips. Okay, now I want to give you the last assignment now as we move on. If you get this correctly, then you are ready to go. If you have not really, you're not going to get this one, make sure that you repeat again. Okay, now we have again the pair of Euro USD. It moves from 1.28 0 5 again, and this is the current price, or let me say the initial price. Let me call it initial price. Initial price then moves to 1.2705. Okay, just calculate this for me. Pause this video and calculate. Of course, we can subtract from that. Whether the market moves up or down, the pips remains the same. Okay, it depends whether you bought or sold the market. That's how you know whether you're going to be making profit from that. Okay, now you just minus this and you start from this. This is 0.008 minus this is this. This is 1. So this is another 1,000 point. Yeah, so you can go on and minusing and doing your calculations until you get everything very clearly. If I put this to be 7.5, okay, then you can absolutely minus and know what is remaining around that area. Now let me just give you a complicated one and tell me in the comment section. When you have Euro USD and you get something like 1.3205 and the price moves to 1.29035. Now help me to calculate pip and point. That's so basics. I know that's very simple for you to deal with that. So make sure that you calculate that and give me the answer in the comment section. Okay, calculate that. Let me know the answer. Okay, now you've really learned how to do all these things. I know we have a lot of things, a lot of calculations I've done. A class to us how to calculate the point, pips, and all those things. Okay, let's move to the next things, which is how to calculate profit or loss. How do you really calculate it to know profit or loss, that you have made profit or a loss? Okay, how do you really calculate this to know that you have made a profit or a loss into the market? Now, how to the formula to calculate the profit of loss, profit stroke loss, because you know most of the time you are going to be see these P and L. Okay, and how to calculate this is called lot size times point. You know already how to calculate the point. Now to calculate the stop loss or take or whatever, we'll be talking about that later. Stop loss and take profit, because that is one. The reason we calculate is because we do that before we enter, so that we can determine where to put the stop loss or take profit. Okay. Now it is called point times lot size. For example, if you calculate and then see that the market made 300 points, remember when it comes to the lot size, here is you can just adjust. You can adjust on the market. You can adjust. You can put 0.01. This is called micro. Okay, this is called micro because 0.00101. So this is micro. So if you market makes a 300 point move and you want to use the lot size of 0.1, how many dollars will be making? This is, you will be making $3. If the market moved to your direction, if you bought and the market moved up by 300 points, you'll be making $3. I mean, if the market moved down, the same thing. The reason I call it, if market moves against you, it moved 300 points, and you had used a 0.01 lot, then you will lose just $3. And that's how you just calculate. You just lose $3. Okay, that's how you just calculate this. So you see, lot size determines a lot, because you see, from the same point, 300 point, if you use lot size of 1 and the market moves to 1 0, you'll be making $300. This is 300 times 1. Yeah, exactly. If you use a lot size of 10, it will be 10 times 300. But do you know, because of leverage, actually, you cannot use all that, because if you have like $200 in your account and you want to use a lot size of 1, and then it means you blow account, you lose all your money. That's why it is risky to use high lot sizes, because it can be your friend, because you can see you are using, the market is moving towards the direction, you're making a lot of money. But when the market just moves slightly, just slightly, then you can lose all your money at once. That's why you have to be very, 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 very careful. All right. The reason, remember where we started about leverage, we have, what does leverage means? We're saying that leverage is where the broker actually it's like gives you money to trade into the forex market. Like, you borrow money from the broker. Let me give you have heard about this leverage. Like, let's say you in 1 to 50. That's to 50. That means that for every $1 that you have, you actually be controlling 50. Okay, let's say you deposit $100. So in this case, it means you'll be controlling 100, and you have selected a leverage of 1 to 50. So that means it's 50 times this, you'll be controlling a $5,000 account. Yes, you hear me? If you deposit $100, and you select a leverage of 1 to 400, do you know how much you'll be controlling into this market? You'll be controlling, hoping, $400,000. Yeah, so it means that you are controlling a lot of money. And you see, does not mean that this is your money. Because when you lose this money, when you lose $1,000, it means you blow your account. It's only that it's inflated. It's only, in real sense, you're controlling that amount of money. But you're not going to see this, but you're going always to see this. But in real sense, you're controlling this amount of money. Okay? That's why it can be your friend, it can be your enemy, real enemy. Okay? There's a leverage. Okay? I want to give you an assignment of this, because I've done a class on the leverage and I don't want to give you a lot of calculations. So many people hate calculations, man. So many people hate calculations. I want you to go and search that. Look for one of my videos how to calculate leverage. You see it in depth. I want also to you to know how to calculate the pips and point for the gold, which is so amazing. So for example, the price of gold is at 3330.52. It has 2 decimal point. Okay, all right. So this is just 1 pip. This is 10 pips. So if gold just moves to here, that means it, remember where I said, if you, this is pip, if you want to get point, you times 10. If you just want to move from point, so these are 100 point. If you use a leverage of 10 times 0.01, it means when gold moves from 330 to to 331, that is 331, you make $1. That is 100 times 0.001. So I just want you to know how to calculate that. But we start by peep here. This is one peep, 10, 100, thousands, just going on like that. That's the assignment that you have actually to just do. Now, the next thing that we're really going to be discussing is, when do we trend? When do we trend? Because you are asking yourself, when do we trend? I can see the market is moving and the time is 8 p.m. at the moment. When do we trend? When do we trend? The market seems crazy, things crazy. When do I trend? Because I really don't know when to trend. It's absolutely very simple. When to trend. Forex is not just the market, just like Forex is market. Forex is market. Like when you go to bank, and that's why I say Forex operate Monday to Friday, banking time. Okay, but it's open 5 days a week. Now we have different trending sessions, like when the market is good in activations, like the activities, that things that you really have to know. When do we trend? When do we trend? Actually, you cannot trend on weekend. That is number one. You can't trend on Saturday and Sunday, except for the cryptocurrencies. That is when you can trend. But when it comes to Forex, you trend during the week and during trading hours. And we have different trending session. Trending session, I'll tell you what they mean. We have different trending sessions. Like, for example, uh, we have like number one, we have Asia. This is Asian or Asian. Hey, we have Asian, we have London session. Number three, we have New York. New York session, okay? And why do we really talk about these three sessions? These are the major ones. Like, for example, when you talk about the Asian session, okay, it means that this is the time their financial market is normally open. It's the time of the period when a particular region financial market are open. Okay. For example, when you talk about the Eastern African time, our Asian time and London session in Africa is actually so different. Like GMT, we use EAT, East African time, and maybe we are ahead of them by 3 hours. So those are kind of things that we really have to, because when now it comes to trading, you see the trading hours will different. Now the reason we talk about Asian and London session and the New York session is because these are the major sessions when the big financial institutions actually do open. For example, when you talk about Asians, we are talking about Japan, we are talking about China. You see, this economy that's actually doing so good. We are talking about Australia. This is about Australia. This this is nice. Australia. This is very nice. Okay. Now, when you talk about the London session, actually, do you know that the 35% of the market is actually in the London section? In the London session. That's why. And the actual time frame when this start, for example, if you in Africa, in Kenya, EAT, this market in the London session normally start at 10 a.m. Okay, 10 a.m. there. So from 10 a.m. From 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. 10 to 7 p.m. Now look at this. In the London session, we have UK, you see, and that's why you have seen the GBP, British pound, people trending these, and we have the euro. Okay, we have Switch franc. Let me switch from Switzerland. Okay, that's what we can absolutely do in there. And New York, this is about the US. This is about US and USD, and this is actually this is the home of New York Stock Exchange. Stock. market, they where there are a lot of major banks are there. Okay. Mm. This is where the major banks are. And of course, when these sessions just opens, things normally change. Okay. And there's normally an overlap because the London session and New York session normally overlap between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. And that's when the market normally moves crazy. So when it comes to a lot of news that we normally trade in the Forex market, we normally wait them at 3:30 p.m. That is when most of the news are released, and that is when we wait for this news to be released at 3:30. You're looking at CPI, NFP. We normally wait at that 3:30 4 p.m. because that is when the New York session is live, and that is the home of a lot of companies, like all the tech companies that we have in the stock to market. So that is the most trended into the market session. So this is so important to you. Now that is what we have in that scenario. Now I want to now show you something. Now when it comes to the trending now, by combining all those things that you have, remember I already told you where you start, by knowing what you trend, where to trend, how to trade these currencies you have selected from the market. That is the most important thing that you have. After doing all that, now you connect, you deposit, and then you start trading. Those are the knowledge you actually acquire for the first time. Now, assume now you just want to get started today. That is the basic knowledge that you really got out there that you can actually get started on. Now, the next assignment is just open the broker with the link in the description of this video. Now, go to the Play Store or App Store and download MT5 and try to link them. Okay, I will leave also another video in the comment to help you know how to link them between MT5 and the broker that you have selected down there, because this will be helping you a lot. Now, after that, you need to have a demo account. What is a demo account? What is demo account? Means that you get just money that for just practicing and doing all those mistakes. Make sure that you learn how to do these things called pips, and how to calculate stop loss, how to calculate loss profit. That is going to be benefiting you a lot in that class. Okay. And then the next one we'll be talking about now real trending, on how to analyze the market to know where to buy and sell. But after opening the account and connecting to the broker and having the demo account, you can even start making buy and sell whatever you want. You actually see how the market moves. Just do that, buy, sell, and then you absolutely know how the market works, how the market moves. That is going to be helping you in that case. Okay. That is going to be helping you out to know how just that work. Now, that is what you absolutely have to do in that. In the next session, we'll be talking about how to analyze the market, like to know where to trend like this, where to enter, how to enter into the market, how to analyze where to enter, what to trend, how do I trend, like what do I trend, when, how can I enter into this market, what do I know what to trend, and if the market is moving to my side, how much dealing, because we have already discussed a lot of fundamental things that you can start now in the next lessons. That I know this is already have a lot of information. Now the next one, make sure that you join the app. I'll be leaving also when I just maybe make another one. I'll be showing you when to just join the lessons. I know there are so many people already here who may have already left. I know it's 1 hour plus, but that is it. We always have that time of funding colors, and I'll allow questions in the next class. I know people are already tired, so thank you so much for watching this class. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good night, and also remember, for those who did not join, I know there are some of will be coming to this. Make sure on the YouTube, make sure that you follow the same things. Okay, just give me the answers as well. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.